At some point in life, almost everyone experiences deep emotional attachment to someone. It could be a partner, a friend, or someone you once trusted and cared about deeply. At first, everything feels natural. You enjoy their presence, their attention, and the connection you share. But over time, something begins to change. Without realizing it, your emotions start depending on them. Their messages make you happy, their silence makes you anxious. When they give you attention, you feel valued. When they pull away, you begin to question yourself. Slowly, your peace of mind becomes tied to their behavior. This is the moment when emotional attachment turns into emotional dependence. The problem is that when our happiness depends on someone else, we lose control over our own emotional state. If they change, ignore us, or walk away, it can feel incredibly painful. Many people spend months or even years thinking about someone who no longer values them, replaying memories in their mind and hoping things will somehow go back to the way they were. But Stoic philosophy teaches a powerful lesson. You cannot control other people, but you can control how much power they have over your mind. Emotionally detaching from someone does not mean you become cold or stop caring completely. It simply means you stop allowing another person to control your emotions, your self worth, and your inner peace. The Roman Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This idea reminds us that true strength comes from mastering our own thoughts and emotions. In this video, you will learn powerful Stoic strategies that will help you emotionally detach from someone, regain your inner peace, and take back control of your life. The first and most important step to emotionally detaching from someone is accepting reality. Many people remain emotionally attached because they keep holding on to hope. They tell themselves things like, maybe they will change, or maybe they will realize my value, or maybe one day things will go back to the way they were. This hope can keep a person emotionally trapped for a very long time. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that suffering often comes from refusing to accept reality. If someone is not giving you the same effort, attention, or respect that you give them, constantly trying to force the situation will only create more pain. The more you resist the truth, the longer the emotional struggle continues. Acceptance does not mean you are weak or that you are giving up. In fact, acceptance is a sign of emotional strength. It means you are strong enough to face the truth and move forward instead of living in denial. When you finally accept the reality of the situation, something powerful happens. Your mind starts to let go. You stop chasing answers, stop overthinking every detail, and slowly begin to free yourself from the emotional attachment that was holding you back. The second step to emotionally detaching from someone is stopping the need for their validation. When we become emotionally attached to someone, we often begin to seek their approval without even realizing it. Their compliments make us feel confident, their attention makes us feel important, and their messages make our day better. But when they ignore us or act distant, our mood suddenly changes. This happens because we've unknowingly given them control over our emotional state. Stoic philosophy teaches that your self worth should never depend on someone else's opinion of you. The moment you start measuring your value based on how someone treats you, you give them the power to affect your confidence and your peace of mind. True emotional freedom begins when you stop looking for validation from others. Instead of waiting for someone to appreciate you, learn to appreciate yourself. Instead of needing their approval, start focusing on your own values, goals, and personal growth. When you stop seeking their validation, something powerful happens. Their actions no longer control your emotions, and slowly you begin to regain the independence and inner peace that emotional attachment once took away from you. The third step to emotionally detaching from someone is creating emotional distance. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to detach is because they remain constantly connected to the person they are trying to forget. They keep checking their social media, rereading old messages, or waiting for a notification that might never come. This constant connection keeps the emotional attachment alive. Stoic philosophy teaches that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for your peace of mind is to create space. Creating emotional distance does not always mean cutting someone off completely. It simply means reducing the emotional access they have to you. This could mean limiting communication, avoiding unnecessary conversations, or taking a break from seeing what they are doing online. When you constantly expose yourself to reminders of someone, your mind keeps replaying memories and emotions. But when you create distance, your mind slowly begins to calm down. Over time, this space allows your emotions to settle and your perspective to become clearer. You begin to realize that your happiness does not depend on that person, and the emotional attachment that once felt overwhelming slowly starts to fade away. The fourth step to emotionally detaching from someone is shifting your focus back to your own life. When we become deeply attached to someone, our mind starts revolving around them. We think about what they are doing, who they are talking to, why they didn't reply, or whether they still care about us. This constant thinking drains our energy and takes our attention away from the things that truly matter in our lives. Stoic philosophy teaches that our energy should always be invested in the things we can control. And the truth is, you cannot control another person's feelings, actions, or decisions, but you can control how you spend your time and where you place your focus instead of constantly thinking about someone who may not value you the same way. Redirect that energy toward improving your own life. Focus on your goals, your health, your skills, and your personal growth. When you start building a meaningful and productive life, something powerful happens. Your mind becomes busy with progress and purpose, leaving less room for emotional attachment. Slowly, you begin to realize that your happiness does not come from one person, it comes from the life you create for yourself. The final step to emotionally detaching from someone is protecting your self respect. Many people stay emotionally attached even when they are being ignored, disrespected, or treated as an option. They keep giving chances, hoping that one day the other person will realize their value. But in the process, they slowly begin to lose their own self respect. Stoic philosophy teaches that no relationship is more important than your dignity and inner peace. If someone consistently makes you feel unimportant, confused, or emotionally drained, continuing to chase them will only damage your confidence. Your real strength comes from knowing when to step back and protect your self worth. Detaching from someone who does not respect you is not an act of weakness, it is an act of wisdom and self respect. When you truly value yourself, you stop begging for attention, you stop tolerating disrespect, and you stop holding on to people who cannot see your worth. The moment you choose self respect over emotional attachment, you take back control of your life and your peace of mind. Emotionally detaching from someone is not something that happens overnight, it is a process that takes time, patience, and self awareness. There will be moments when memories return, when emotions feel strong again, and when letting go feels difficult. But every step you take toward detachment is a step toward protecting your inner peace. Stoic philosophy reminds us that true strength comes from mastering our own minds. When you accept reality, stop seeking validation, create emotional distance, focus on your own life, and protect your self respect, you slowly begin to regain control over your emotions. And once you reach that point, something powerful happens. You no longer depend on someone else to feel complete or happy, because the truth is, the moment you learn to detach, you also learn one of the most powerful lessons in life. Your peace is always in your control.